Good morning, YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's manifest our desires by just deciding what we want. So I am on streaming on YouTube and TikTok. So it's happy Sunday fun day. Welcome, prosperous family. It's all about prosperous living and how do we live prosperously by accepting that we are already abundant because we are. We're already abundant. We already possess all things. Everything you need, you already have right with you. You don't have to try to get anything. Just be. The end of being is having. When you recognize that you already have all things and you don't have to try to figure out how to get it, you just need to know how to be it. Be the person that has the thing and the thing will appear. That's a layman's term for seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all of its righteousness. What is the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of your good. That's what heaven is, the kingdom of your good. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, a kingdom of God, the kingdom of your good, and all of its righteousness, which means in all of its right thinking, thinking right about a thing, which means we don't give in to the limitations, the fears, the doubts, the complaining, the worrying, the disbelief, the unbelief, but we give our full focus and energy to all things good. And then what? The thing that you're desiring has to show up. The things that you want have to be made manifest in your reality. And they always are. Everything that you desire is always made manifest before you. Everything that you're thinking, you see in your world. Everything that you believe in, everything that you hope for, you see it. It's already there. So the law of assumption, as taught by Neville Goddard, he did not come up with the phrase. He just, you know, expressed it and gave you the defining. He defined it for you. An assumption, though false, if persistent in, will harden into fact. Even in the beginning, it may seem not to be true. You keep talking about it, you keep giving it your energy, you keep focusing on it, it becomes your reality. That's all it's saying. The more you give your attention to a thing, the thing has to show up in your world, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And Dr. Joseph Murphy states it in the second prompt. The law of life is the law of belief. It is done unto you as you believe. Not how anyone else believes, as you believe. So with that being said, you get who you are, and not necessarily what you want. You want to match your wants with your beingness, right? You want those two things to align. You want what you're wanting and who you're being to match, where the two become one. And when the two become one, it expresses itself. So you have to discover, who do you say that I am? Because whoever you say that you are, that's what you shall be. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, say to myself. Hello, Anna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Sheila. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Giselle. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy fun day. Happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I am streaming on TikTok and on YouTube. And TikTok, the parameters are 10K the easy way. You get to come up and have your say. YouTube, you have questions, just ask the questions in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You ask your questions in the chat and they will be responded to. See, now that you know that your thoughts are creative, you realize that, right? And it's not that some thoughts are creative. All thoughts are creative, especially the thoughts you keep talking about, the thoughts that you keep giving your attention to, the things that you keep meditating on, praying about, giving energy, attention, frequency, vibration, whatever terminology you want to use. Whenever you keep saying this, it becomes this. Here's the thing, you don't get to say how and you don't get to say how much, because whatever you give, it should be given back to you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto your bosoms. That's the good, bad, and the ugly. It's all things. So why not think, why not be like the three monkeys? Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, right? Transmute all things. Yes, I salute the divinity in you, Durf. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And so what are you desiring? You want a better relationship? You want more income? You want better health? Then you have to speak those things that be not as though they were. You have to talk as though you're already healthy, wealthy, and wise and happy. Be ye happy, and ye shall be happy. Be perfect. Perfect. What is perfection? I know people like to say, oh, no one's perfect. Everything, imperfection. People think perfection is about getting everything right. No, perfection is recognizing that you're whole, good, and that you're complete, whole, and you lack no good thing. It's not about that you don't make mistakes. That's not what perfection is. It doesn't mean that you don't miss the mark occasionally. It doesn't mean that sometimes your goals, may be delayed or may not come in the way you think they should come. That's not perfection. Perfection is about recognizing that you're whole, complete, you are enough, that you're amazing, beautiful, just the way you are. So recognize that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wondrous are thy works, and that my soul knows quite well. So why would you speak the opposite of what is true? The truth is you're already amazing. You're already perfect. You are holiness. You are wholeness. That's what holiness is, wholeness, completeness. Everything you could possibly want, need already is within you. Yes, peace, love, health, and abundance. Hey, 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 A-Town. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You already possess all things. And so an assumption, though false, if persistent and will harden into fact. So what are you assuming? What do you assume? Do you assume that life is supposed to be difficult, a strain, a struggle? Do you assume that relationships are hard, that you'll never meet the right person, that, the dating pool is just, muddy waters, it's just full of ick, people are just ick, right? Do you think, because if that's how you're perceiving reality, that's how you're going to experience it. If you're really saying that men are difficult, they're emotionless beings, they're just trying to, get bed you. They just want the cookie, right? Well, then that's what you're going to draw into your experience. Men, that's all they want. That's what you're going to see. And if you think women only want, b-ball players or football players or ballers, whatever baller, you think they only want, you know, people that make six figures and women are just gold diggers. Well, yeah, it's going to be difficult for you to find the right partner. You got to change your perspective because what you think about, you bring about. So change your thinking so you can change what you bring. Your thinking is bringing your reality into manifestation. So if you want to experience something differently, you must think something differently. It really is so simple. I know we want to complicate it. We want to put all these rules, laws, principles, techniques, unnecessary. Just change the way you think. It is so simple. And you got to tell yourself it's simple because it's the same energy that created what you're experiencing is going to be the same energy that's going to recreate it because the energies are not different. There's only one power, there's only one source, there's only one energy. You get to label it, you call it good, bad, wrong, right, positive, or negative, but the energy is neutral. It doesn't have feelings. Energy just says how you gonna use me, and how you use me, I'm gonna bring that about for you. Hey, Mia, welcome, welcome. Energy is neutral. Now, I know you hear a lot of people come around talking about, oh, it's by high vibrations, low vibration, positive energy, negative energy. You know, the masculine and feminine are two sides of the same coin. It's one energy having two different aspects, but it's still one, right? Just because things have two different aspects and may show up in different ways doesn't make it separate. Still a unity. We have to stop trying to divide power. You cannot divide power. You cannot divide eternity. You cannot divide infinity. Neither can you add. You can multiply it. You can't subtract from it. It just is. And the sooner we recognize that it just is and learn how to utilize what is, as Neville Goddard reminded us, you are the operant power. You get to decide how to use the power. You do. Not anyone else, not your government, not your parents, not your none of these constructs, these institutional constructs we built up in our minds. Right. They're just things you built up. You got to tear those walls down. You got to bring down the walls. You got to tear those constructs down and stop saying that there's a rule. There are no rules to this life. There are no laws to this life. The only law is the law of belief, the law of assumption, the law of being. That's it. It's whatever you say. And some of you just need to stop doing a lot of talking. Some of you talk too much. You talking too much about the wrong things. Sometimes you just got to take no thought. As the script says, take no thought. Sometimes you just got to sit there and be quiet, be still, and just know. Just know that all things work together for your good, which stop without trying to make it good. Stop trying to figure out how to make it good. It's already good. It don't need your help. It don't need you to put your grubby hands on it. It just needs you to sit still, be still, chill. Hey, happy Sunday. Yeah, it was good until, Brandy abruptly left the stage. I believe she was sick. We don't really have any real information regarding what took place. She was in the middle of baby, 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 baby. I think about you all the time. So we did not get to see them perform The Boy Is Mine. There are a lot of disgruntled concert attendees. I'm not going to be one of them. I just hope she's doing well. You know, Brandy just seems, and don't personally know her, but she just seems to be someone that would have been very distraught that she wasn't able to give those who came to see a good show and not finish it. So I'm going to lean to the side. Something was wrong with her. Something happened that she wasn't able to finish the concert. I'm not going to, kick a person when they're down. I'm sure she is feeling very bad that she did not give Chicago the whole ultimate experience. Yeah. I'm sure you'll probably see a lot of depending on your algorithm, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you'll probably be hearing a lot of sour grapes from people that came to the concert and didn't get to get the full experience, especially because Milwaukee and Cincinnati said it was a very good show and we didn't get to get the whole extent of the show. But up until then, it was a really good time. But of course, you would want to have had the entire experience. But I say it is what it is. I just hope that she's okay. Because I just feel like something had to be going wrong with her physically for her not to finish the show. So you'll see what she does with her fans in Chicago, how she's going to remedy that or rectify that. Hopefully we'll get some type of information on the back end when she's able to do so. So yeah. Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. So I'm not gonna poo-poo on her. I'm not gonna, but people like clickbait, anything to make content. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of rage out there because that's what people like. People tune in for that type of engagement. So just look to see that type of energy because that's because people, boy, they like to they like to kick somebody when they're down. They like to stomp on them. Because before we even made it home, right when we made it home, my daughter had already saw the videos coming up about people saying, I want my money back. I don't like it. Yeah, they was already, I was like, oh Lord, here we go. But I enjoyed what I was there. I was singing. I mean, I knew most of the songs anyway. So, I I'm not gonna say I grew up with them because I'm like 10 years older than them. So, but I did, when they came out, I did like follow their careers a little bit. I did like the music that they put out. But yeah, the law of assumption, though false, if persistent and will harden into fact, right? Learning to focus the mind, learning to take, when stuff don't go the way you want it to go, you do have a choice on how you're going to perceive it, right? Just like the concert, it didn't go how we wanted it to go. Like, it is what it is. You cannot, you got to look on the brighter side, and just say, hopefully everything, you know, turns out, and you just move on with life. It's no need of being disgruntled, or being in a pity party, or being, well, I'm not saying you can't be mad, because people got a right to be mad. People spent good money, right, and they didn't get everything that they said. So I get it, right? It's not wrong if someone's upset, mad, angry about the experience that they had. People do have a right to feel how they feel. Not going to take anything away from anyone. So, but use that energy to the best of your ability, right? Use it to benefit you, not to cause detriment, not for it to be detrimental to you, but for it to benefit you, right? In all things, give thanks, right? In all things, see, take lemons and make lemonade out of it. Think always the best, because know that your thoughts are gifts, right? Regardless of whatever you're thinking, whatever's happening in your world, know that your thoughts are creative and your thoughts are gifts. They're a gift from you to you. There are your desires. What goes out comes back. Life is a boomerang. What you give comes back to you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So what you think about, you are bringing about. So I wish bad on someone else, because the bad that you're wishing on someone else, because you're thinking it, you're creating it for yourself. That's how the law works. The law is only catered to the thinker. It only cares about what you're thinking. It doesn't care what someone else is thinking. It only cares what you're thinking. That's how the law works. It's not your work. Your life is not about other people. Your life is about you. Hey, 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 Lily, how are you? Okay, okay, okay. I hear you. I hear you, Lily. Go ahead. Yes, me too. Me too. You said, how can you test reality to know that which you are doing is me? You change your mind. That's how you test it. You change the way you think. And then you see, and then once you change the way you think, you're going to get confirmation. And here's the thing, you can't try to do anything to make it so, right? That's how you test reality, by changing the way you think. And then you'll see the correlation between expressions and thoughts, experiences and thoughts. Take a situation that you want to experience, whatever it is, whatever desire you have. Maybe you want more money, maybe you want better health, maybe you want better relationships, maybe, people on your job, somebody is on there, somebody on your job really doesn't care for you. Use your thoughts to think lovingly of that person. Do it for a good week without doing anything physically on your part, not by going in there trying to have a conversation with them, not going in and telling you, okay, we need to sit and talk about it. I need you to understand where I'm coming from. I don't understand why you don't. Nope. In your mind, say, oh my goodness, they're such an amazing person. Oh my goodness, I really love their vibe. I really love their energy. They're really good workers. They have, they've been here for a while. They really understand what's going on. Like, use your mind lovingly on another. And then after that, drop it and do nothing to make it so. And watch how reality shape shifts. Watch how the outer ends up reflecting the inner. That's how it works. The outer reflects the inner, not the other way around. The outer has no cause. The inner is the cause. The outer is the world of effects. Everything in your reality is reflecting you. Is the effect of what's happening within you. As within, so without. Oh, yep, that's it. Yep. Say before work, I say I love them. I wish them well. Yep, it works. It really does. Your thoughts really are creative. Double tap the screen, 10K, the easy way. You can come up and we can have a conversation. Share and like the lives. Yep. That's why the law of life is the law of belief. And belief, right? Believe just means to accept something as true or real. That's all it means. It's an acceptance, right? Your desires are gifts, and in order for them to be made manifest, you have to do what with it? When someone's giving you a gift, what do you have to do? You have to, in order to receive it, you have to accept it. But do you have the ability to reject the gift? Of course you do. And how do you reject your desires? By trying to figure out how it happens, trying to figure out when, right? Complaining, doubting, worrying, not accepting it. Because we've been told we have to prove worthiness because do you not know that you're a sinner from the beginning? You came into this world behind the eight ball. You came into this world not being enough. That's what you were told, right? That you had to earn love from this outside thing, right? Well, this outside deity that the world calls God, right? You're being told, oh, you came into this world and God already has a problem with you. The moment you were born, God already took issue with you. God already saw you as filthy rags. God already saw you as less than. God already saw you as unworthy. And you got to be like, God damn. What the, like what? But we don't even do that. We accept these truths. We accepted these quote unquote truths. We accepted the beliefs of another who told us we were less than from the beginning, that we weren't enough from the beginning. Hello, Afrocentric. Welcome, welcome. You're told that from the beginning you were not enough. And so you have to use your whole life to strive to be found worthy. Like, how much do you have to do to prove worthiness? And in a lot of religions, you ain't never good enough. It don't matter how well you do, how pleasing you are, how loving you are. You're going to be tested at every point in time. That's what a lot of religions have you thinking. That at every point in time, when you're experiencing good, don't get too comfortable. Religion is going to tell you, don't get too comfortable now. It may be good, but hey, there's a devil, a demon, a Satan around the corner ready to disrupt what you got going on, ready to take away the thing that you labored and worked and grinded so hard. So you better be on your P's and Q's. You better be on your, you better cross every T and dot every I, because if you're not living, according to the laws and principles and regulations of this deity, he's going to have to, and even if you are, says the if you want to take the Bible literally, like when you read the book of Job, right? You're told in this story that this man served God with all his heart and still that wasn't good enough. It was too good that God wanted to show his his enemy, that you could do it. You could have your way with my servant, do whatever you want to do to him, but he's still gonna love me. He's still gonna serve, even if everything gets taken away from him. You could take away his family. You could take away the things of this world. You can attack his body physically, but guess what? He still got love for me. Doesn't that sound like an abusive relationship? Like, what? Like, you can do all kind of evil to me. You can just do all kind of wrong, but I still better love you. You can mistreat me, but I still better love you. That story wasn't about loving a God on the outside. That story is about still loving you, even when the world seems to be against you. That's what that story is about. That even if you did lose everything, even if you did have illness in your body, even if you wasn't financially in your mind abundant, do you still love you? Do you still appreciate you? Do you still find worthiness in you? See, the Bible was never about people out there. The Bible is about you, the divinity within you, the love and light in you. And so those are the constructs we have to tear down, right? That we have to bring down those walls and recognize that I am good enough. I am worthy. I am whole. I am complete. I am amazing. I am joyful. I am peace. I am wise. I am love. I am health. I am what? Like putting your focus on that. Was for so long you were told the direct opposite. that you were told the opposite of that all of your life. That no, you're not. Do you not know that you're a sinner? And you're just like, what? I come into this world not being enough, and I have to struggle and strive to figure out that I was always all that I needed to be. Yep. That is a heck of a story, right, School? Yes. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, I am Tim. Oh, okay. Yes. Love and abundance, wholeness, Master Yi. Yes, a new day, a new day. Yeah, so we're over 10K. So if you want to come up, ask questions, talk about your journey, about how amazing life is, how you're changing the way you're thinking, you're renewing your mind so that you can transform your world to be not conformed to the old state, right? Be not conformed to this world, which is that old story. Don't conform to that anymore. But be ye transformed. Be transformed how? By renewing your mind, changing the way you think, thinking lovingly of yourself, thinking, yes, I'm possible, being Kim possible, right? Whatever your name is, possible, right? That everything is possible with you. Whatever you want to experience is possible, which means it's able to be done. And that just means it's already done because the works are finished. There's nothing to do, there's only to be. And if we can get out of the mindset of trying to figure out what to do and learning just how to be in the moment, be present, be appreciative, which means what? Add value to yourself. Appreciate means to add value, to expand on what that already is, right? That's what we came in. We came to expand. Consciousness decided to expand upon itself, right? Through knowing itself, through experience. And the experience was what? Through duality. Taking on that belief system of opposites. And once you experience the world of opposites, you start to realize there was never an opposite. It was only oneness. That was the delusion. That was the illusion, right? Thinking that the world was separate from you, was opposing you, was against you. And you recognize the world was never against me. It was I myself who was against me. I wreaked all this havoc within my own being because of the belief system that I took hold of. Oh, you did. Yeah. Thing is, I didn't hear the Job story as a kid. I didn't hear it till later in life because I didn't grow up Christian. So I didn't grow up in a Christian home. Like, we kind of, you kind of heard about God, but you didn't really. But I know many of us, because if we're born in the Western world, specifically in this landmass, on this landmass, God is talked about vehemently. God is talked about all the time. And God is seen as this wonder that can do all of these magnificent things, these things that we as the human mind could never conceive, right? And a lot of the stories in these books, specifically the Bible, tells stories of these great wonders and works of this God, and it makes it seem like the things that he was doing was beyond comprehension, but that just isn't true. We know that the Adam and Eve story is about just the splitting of the atom. It is a scientific story. It was just given human personification. But that's like any allegory, right? That's just like any fable, any story, right? We give animated objects human personifications, right? When we watch our cartoons, right? You got dogs and cats walking around talking, having conversation, living as humans. But in your real world, they don't. Dogs and cats, they are cared for by humans, right? They are domesticated by humans. They are trained by humans. They don't act like humans. Cats and dogs ain't in the boardroom. They not flying airplanes and driving cars, but if you look at a cartoon, you would think that, man, okay, right? You got to look at you got to look at the Bible as a comic book. You got to look at it as like a fable. You have to look at it as all metaphors and symbols. Cat dog, right? You say now some of them, yeah, they may act certain, they may have certain traits, right? Right? Yes, they are still energetic, but the thing is, they're just reflecting you. If you own any animals, you know they take on your characteristics, right? They are mimicking you because your world is your mirror. It's your reflection. They are orbiting around you. You are the center of your universe. You are the sun. You are the star in your galaxy. You are. You are. And so whatever you're desiring, right? I like what what's his name? Reverend Ike says, get fascinated with what you want to experience. Be consumed by it. Eat, drink, sleep, talk about it. Hello, a new day.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you.
Um, well, I wanted to talk about my story and my path a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but then you said something that kind of threw me for a loop about the Adam and Eve story
Mm-hmm.
being like scientific, and
Yeah.
that's a perspective I never considered.
Yeah, it's many because the
Um,
Bible is layered. It's not just about the atom, the splitting of the
mm-hmm,
atom. It's also about the
mm-hmm,
subconscious and conscious mind, right? So it's psychological as well as what is that? Physics or chemistry. It's all of that. But go ahead.
so what I got from it was it being about taking accountability because when you think about it, when God came down, asked Adam where he was, he already knew where Adam was. Why would he ask? He also asked if you ate from the tree. He already knew that. Why would you ask? But when it came time to say yes, Adam blamed Eve and Eve blamed the serpent. But neither one of them actually took accountability for their own actions and their own free will choice in that situation. And I think that is the reason why, the curse happened or whatever.
Mm,
And in my mind that makes sense because I feel like they say that we all sin, right? I don't like the saying that we're all sinners, but we
mm-hmm.
all sin.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way to grow and to do better from that is to literally take accountability, like acknowledge where you were wrong and do better going forward.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and you can glean from that. You could glean that perspective from that story. I would just say look at it from a different perspective as well. It's not playing the blame game, but the story is just telling you that the serpent represents wisdom, which is the Kundalini experience, and it's telling you that in order for you to experience the world of duality, you have to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's the way you
Mm-hmm.
experience the world of opposites. So yes, Eve could only do what the serpent, the wisdom, was telling her to do once she accepted it, right? Because that's the subconscious part of you. The subconscious is not going to argue. Um, and Adam representing and that story takes on different facets, right? So it's not only Adam, but it's the atom. It's also the masculine principle, which means it's the selector, it's the conscious awareness. Eve is also the subconscious and the represents the feminine aspect of us, as well as the electron in that story. And so the serpent represents wisdom, which is the Kundalini awakening, which is that part of you that says it's because it's the consciousness that it's showing up in three forms, but the three is one. It's kind of like the Trinity that we talked about, that we're told in Christianity, right? And you also get the Trinity in Hinduism with the three gods, right? Like almost every religion has this dynamic of the three parts in one, right? And so that's all that story is showing us, the three parts in one. So it's not something that was the Bible makes it sound like it was a forbidden thing, that it was something that shouldn't have happened, but actually it was something that must happen. It was a part of the plan. It was the only way for consciousness to experience itself, was to take on the form of duality, to experience the world of opposites, or the appearance of opposites, because it's really not opposite. That was the illusion. That's what consciousness was telling itself. When you eat from this tree of knowledge of good and evil, you're going to believe that there are two powers, when in actuality there's only one power. So Adam is said to be what? Put asleep, dreaming, right? It never says Adam wakes up. It never said Adam woke up. He said he caused a deep sleep to call upon Adam, right? And then that's where you get the splitting of the atom, where Eve comes out of the rib, right? Yeah. But because then you get over to the New Testament, what does Paul tell you? Oh, we all sleep in Adam. He tells you that. We all sleep in Adam. And then we all raise in Christ. That's when we awake. The Christ consciousness, the awareness of self. Yeah.
That does make a lot of sense.
The Bible is just all about the soul's journey, about the descension into duality, and then you as you experience the world of duality, which is the world of illusion, the world of form. The world of form is the illusion. Then you finally awaken and come to the realization, oh, this is just all a play. This is just all a matrix. What am I going to do with this now that I know this?
I haven't figured that part out yet.
Do whatever you want. You can have whatever you like. I say you can, right? Just do whatever you like. There is no rules. Once you awaken, you recognize there's no rules. There's no wrong or right. And too many of us are, too many of us are caught up on wrong or right. We think that, because here's the thing, if there is no God apart, right, and there's no ultimate judge, where does wrong and right fit in this?
I kind of always thought about it as like, what feels right for me?
Yeah.
Like, what feels aligned, or what like doesn't feel like it fits in my body properly, or something like that. Like, if I was to do something that's like outside of my character, it physically feels wrong. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, but that's coming from the judgment place, right? So, and I'm saying it's wrong for you to feel that way or to think that way. For myself, I'm getting out of that. I'm moving from that mindset of right or wrong and just going into what works. What works?
What works?
What works? Not if it's right or wrong, good or bad, positive or negative, but what works? Thinking how I want to think and seeing it show up, that's what works. Changing the way I think. When I change the way I think, I realize that things change. It's nothing to do if I'm thinking right about it or thinking wrong about it. It's if I'm thinking about what works. Right? Because for some people, what works is to be an asshole. That works for them. And they get everything they want. Right? And they lean heavily into it. And they don't care what another think about it. They could really give two about what a person think about it. They're going to lean heavily into being that asshole. It's like, oh my goodness, he's such an asshole. But yeah, he living his best life. You worried about him being right or wrong, and he worried about what works for him. While you sitting up here walking around in morality, he walking around in love and living his best life. Morality is an illusion. No such thing. Yep. Hey, Chrissy. Yeah. I mean, but thing is that it's your world, it's your reality, so you can continue to move with what works for you. And so if what works for you is, well, how does this feel? How does this make me feel? What's going on within my body? You know, do I feel aligned? That's not wrong. It's your world. You create the rules. And you get to live by them.
Hmm.
The thing
I
is,
need to
don't
go
don't
do some
don't just don't
thinking.
dishonor yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your thing. Anybody ain't
Yeah,
nobody else
because
got
I gotta
even
do what feel right for me.
that part. Yeah. Too many
Cool.
times
We
we
on the
worried
same
about what
page.
other people think, right? And it ain't about what other people think. It's about what you think. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
I really don't care what other people think for real. Cause who are you to judge me? You ain't
that
lived my life. For
that
real.
part. Yep. Yep. Sometimes we get caught up in our heads like, oh, should I be mean or nice? So it's not even about that. What do you feel like doing in that moment? And
That's
understand there
something
is no consequence. Cause who gonna check you, boo?
that's something that I actually had to learn. So part of my journey was being in a very, very abusive family, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as a child before my mom passed, I was